Hey guys, my name is Lori Graham, and today I'm going to talk to my good friend Michele about some exciting stuff coming up in her life. So, welcome, Michele.
Hello.
Hello. So, we have some really exciting stuff coming up. So, I'm going to ask her a few questions today so that you can just get to know her and her heart a little bit. And then we're going to share this amazing opportunity that she has that she's going to be sharing with us. And so, first of all, tell us, what is your passion in life?
Oh, wow. Hello, Lori. Hello, everybody. My passion in life is literally telling people about Jesus Christ. If I have several many passion, like I have many passions, but they all stem from Jesus and His truth. And so when I became a believer, and we'll get into that hopefully, a little bit later here, but really understood what walking with Jesus really meant 20 years ago. That's all I really wanted to do in life, is just share my faith with others about Jesus Christ and His truths, and just see people come alive and understand who they are and why they were created in life. And so Jesus really has the answers for that. And so that's what I love doing. And I don't care where we're at. We could be in the store. And I'm talking to you, or I can be overseas with a basketball in my hand, or serving you some food on a plate. It doesn't matter. So that's my
That is
passion.
a true statement, people. I've been with her multiple times where she just asked somebody, hey, do you know Jesus? And we could be at Cheesecake Factory or we could be at a coffee shop, but it always comes out, it's natural. So clearly your passion is Jesus. So when did you become a believer, and how long have you been sharing Jesus' story?
Well, thank you very much for that question, because I'm going to keep this story short. The Cliff Note version is this. When I was 4 years old, my mother would sing us songs, and we went to vacation Bible school, the only one we went to. And when I say we, I have a twin sister. She's just as in love with Jesus as I am, and I have a brother who's so precious. So she shipped us out for the week. Yay, the kids are out of the house, right? All moms are cheering right now. And I remember singing this song, tell everyone, tell the story true. Jesus washed away my sins. He'll do the same for you. And I just felt His presence. I couldn't explain it. I just felt a presence. And then a little bit later that year, went to a kind of a what they called old time revivals. Now, we didn't grow up in church. We had family that went to church, but our immediate family didn't grow up in church. My father, my mother, and the three of us, we did not just go on a regular basis. So I went to this with my mom and our grandmother and my brother and my sister. We went to this revival at the small church, and this guy was speaking, and I think it was for a full week. And so we went on both weekends. And one weekend, I was sitting there. I probably was scribbling, probably sleeping. You're 4 years old. I was 4 years old. I didn't know anything that was going on. But in the end, I remember so strongly and so specifically that the man said on the mic, he said, for those of you who want to know Jesus Christ, get up and come down here right now. And for whatever reason, I heard that and spoke to my heart, and before I knew it, I'm up on my feet. Now, I wasn't a confused 4 year old thinking that this man said everybody come to the front. Someone made me get up, and I literally started going, I've got to go. I just have to go. And so I passed by my sister in the next seat by me. I'm headed this direction to the aisle, down to get to the guy, and I'm going past my mom, and she didn't stop me. She was like, okay, I'm not going to stop you. And then my grandmother, who was the last seat before the aisle, she actually sticks her leg out, and she's in heaven now, so I love her, but she sticks her leg out. And I don't know if she thought I was trying to run away. I don't know if she was trying to be, put a safety, feature in, I guess, for the aisle so I wouldn't escape, or she was embarrassed. I don't know what it was. It doesn't matter. The thing is this: she tried to prevent me from going, and my mom says, you're going to move your leg, because I did not tell her to do that. God did. And so reluctantly, my grandmother moved her leg, and I just beelined it down to the front. And he said, little girl, by the time he got to me, he said, little girl, what did Jesus do in your heart today? What do you want to say? And I said, he said, did you accept Jesus? And I said, yes, I accepted Jesus. And he goes, do you want to tell us anything? And I said, yes, I want to sing Jesus Loves Me. That's really the only song I knew. And I said, but I don't want to do it from down here. I want to do it from up there. And everybody's like, oh. And so I actually sang Jesus Loves Me to this crowd. And then I ran back to my seat going, oh my gosh, what just happened? But I knew in my heart, that's when I first said yes to Jesus. It was real to me at 4. I recounted that story just a couple years ago. My mom goes, I'm shocked you remember that detail. And she goes, I'm shocked you even remember that story. I said, well, it was a real moment. So for those of you who said, no, I knew Jesus when I was 6 or 5 or whatever, he knows when he calls you. And so, and then it wasn't until when I mentioned 20 years ago, it wasn't until fast forward 20 years, no, not even 20 years, I'd say about 18 years, 17 years, I was in college. I was a senior in college, and things weren't going the way that I thought. Now, all in between, parents got a divorce, all this other stuff, kind of world ripped apart a little bit here and there. You know, things happen. It happens. But, you know, was a quote unquote good girl. You know, if everybody's into good works, I did good stuff, but I also did not so good stuff. But I always knew Jesus was real, and I always walked with him, and I would talk with him as best as I could. Remember, we didn't grow up in church. So I went to college, and when things weren't going well, I realized that I had put my own self and my own desires into that place where God really should be. And I realized that I really wasn't serving him wholeheartedly. And so I took a night. I had had enough with the things with my life, the way it was going, all this other stuff. And I said, Lord, I know you're real. I know I said yes to you at 4. I said, but now I'm starting to understand that I've not really given you every area of my life. And so right now I repent, and I'm coming to you. And I said, I'm your girl. Take me to the nations. You do whatever you want to with my life. That just came out of me. I didn't premeditate that. I said, send me to the nations. I'm your girl. And I'm sorry, Lord, I'm so certainly sold out to you right now in this moment. Because if I can play for a sport or a wonderful university and all that other stuff and give everything that I have to that game for which I loved, then I can certainly give it to you. And so that's what I did. And so that was when I was 20 years old. And now I am definitely
not 20.
or I years past 20, but I won't tell you how many. No, it's okay. I'm actually, if you quick math plus 21. Okay, moving on. All right, great.
Now, for those of the people that I know, the other things that you're passionate about, but just real quickly, give me your top 3 non-Jesus passions.
But non-Jesus passions. Well, okay, guys, I love fitness. I love people. I love sports. I love fitness and health and fitness into that, and wellness, whole total wellness. So we're talking getting our bodies right, our minds right, eating the right foods, working out. And working out doesn't have to be drudgery, okay? It doesn't always have to be the gym. You just go out and have fun, just get some activity in, and you be creative on that basis. So I love health and fitness, wellness. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm an expert, because I'm really not. I'm not credentialed necessarily. I'm credentialed in terms of being a personal trainer with Total Fit, and that's an amazing thing, and that's an amazing organization that's up and coming around the world. So I can train people, and I have over the years. I've been basketball training. So I'm a trainer. I'm a coach by heart, and I think by nature. And so if there's any area in life that I can help people become just better and their best selves, I want to help do that, because really that all stems from the Lord anyway too. He wants us to be healthy. He doesn't want us to be old and decrepit in wheelchairs all the time. Now, that's nothing against people who have that. I'm just saying he doesn't want our last days being, you know, and every day in between from birth to that time to be fear-ridden or broken down and just out of shape and can't do anything. And then it compounds just misery. So if I can help somebody in those areas, I would love to do that too. And I love to travel. So hello, who doesn't?
Right.
But who doesn't? So.
Okay, yeah. Real quickly, give us a quick, let us know, what has your sports career been like? So what have you been doing in regards to health and fitness in the last 20 years?
Yes, great question. So the last 20 years, when I graduated from school, there was a quick little hitch, about a year and some change. I actually broke my leg, had to have 2 surgeries. It was a big major break. It was a tibia and fibula break. So I sit out for a full year, and I was sitting there going, God, what in the world? I was supposed to go play pro. So my dream was to play in the Olympics. And I remember playing at OU. I played at the University of Oklahoma.
Wait a second. Okay, so you graduated high school. Then what did you do after that?
Yeah, graduated high school, got a scholarship, my twin and I both, okay, got a scholarship to the University of Oklahoma, a very wonderful, prestigious program. At the time, we were part of helping Sherry Cole, who's there now, rebuild the program, and she's done well, they've done well, we've done well over the years. And so my dream, though, even as a little girl, was not only to play high school and go to college, I wanted to go to the professional level in the Olympics. So after graduating college, I ended up breaking my leg. So that's where that story went into. So high school, college, and then broken leg. And so therefore, I was like, what in the world, Lord? I remember playing in college, and there was a professional player that was currently in the WNBA, and she was commentating on our games, and she had said, she goes, wow, who's that? And it was cool. What I'm about to tell you is pretty cool. She goes, who is that? She goes, she can make it to the next level. And they were referring to me and another player. And so I was like, ooh, and your dreams are just right there in your grasp. And then a broken leg happens. Okay. How many of us have been through life and our dreams are right there, and then boom, it feels like the bottom falls out. But anyways, I had a year to sit there and say, God, what are you wanting? What are you doing? And I'm not saying he broke my leg. I'm just saying I had time to really talk to him and think, I'm not going anywhere. So then he directed me to go become involved, and as well as my twin, involved with the sports ministry. And from that point, I realized that the desire to play for the Olympics, all that stuff started to fade, which I was not too excited about in the beginning. But the second I realized, I went to my first mission trip in Riga, Latvia, and I understood why I had the skills and went through all the training all those years for basketball, was to now give it to other people and give it to kids and the youth, and teach them a skill set, because they now want to go to their dreams. And so I got such satisfaction out of that. I played a year of professional basketball. That year, I ended up playing a year of professional basketball. My twin and I both went to this team. Yes, we were kind of a package deal for a few years there. We are similar in passions. And so if you see pictures or whatever up and coming with me, don't be surprised. I'm mentioning her here. I do have a twin. Her name's Kelly. She's awesome. But so anyways, played a year of professional ball, and then started going and flying around the world teaching this. And I said, you know what? I think my playing days are over. I'd rather now teach it and train. And so from that point, every year since, there's been either an involvement, either gone around the world doing these trips, or I have started my own business on the side, which is called Cross Court Training. And I started that in 2007, where I would use that, again, basketball as a tool to outreach to local, kids in the community, and I would train them. And so using a skill, but also a way to encourage them and tell them they can do it. So that's what I've been doing. And then I got trained recently in Total Fit to personal train and help people get in shape. And so the athletics and the sports and the fitness aspect has always followed me throughout the years. Now, I have worked in the church for the last 20 years as well. I've worked in an actual church building with two different amazing organizations. And so that's been a fun thing too. So when I said I use Cross Court Training as an outreach, it's because I had a full-time job working with these great, amazing places, but then also use sports still as a tool to get into the lives of other people.
So good. And I love how God gave you a platform to do what he knew you loved to do, to reach out and encourage people. And so it's so fun to see how you were used in that way. And that even in like that struggle or whatever with the broken leg, it was just not even a struggle as much as it was, to me, a redirection. Yeah. And you so naturally coach so many people. I mean, nobody can actually have a conversation with you without you coaching them or encouraging them in some way. And so I think that, that's an awesome story. I love that, you met Jesus when you were 4, and, a lot of people discount that. And the thing is that when you actually encounter the love of Christ, it doesn't matter what age or where you're at, you're never going to forget that. Whether it comes to you in a dream, you have something happens to you in a small group, you have this encounter and you will never forget it. And so that's why you never forgot it, even as you got older. So, okay, so you've been serving Jesus with your gifts and your talents. You've been building yourself up. You've been training with different people. You've been trained by different people. And so what's next for you? Isn't there something awesome and amazing coming up very shortly?
Amazing. And I love that setup, talking about me being trained by other people. Absolutely. I don't think how can we go through life without being trained, especially those of us who are believers? The Bible says the Holy Spirit is our greatest teacher. Well, he's our greatest trainer. And so and even in this lifetime, many of you may go, well, I'm not into that whole thing, but here's the truth. Like, I don't see how I couldn't have made it and been half the player I was without great coaches. I couldn't have been half the person I was without people pointing to my life. And so I just appreciate you, Lori, saying what you just said. I love encouraging people, and that's just such empowering, isn't it? I do have an amazing, amazing opportunity that just literally fell in my lap. Can I get a witness? Like, it literally just fell in my lap. I've been involved since 2015 with an organization of amazing people and their geniuses, and we have a lot of similarities. Like minds flock together, right? So they minister using sports, fitness, wellness, all this other thing, and I just just felt like I needed to kind of be a part, kind of go to a couple conferences here and there. I was able to help contribute to writing a resource for them so that information could get out and help other people. So there's just been a little opportunity that came my way, but never did I think this type would come my way. And there's a training program for 3 months in South Africa that one must be nominated for. And so this organization, or this group of people will kind of look around and they'll pray and they'll think like, who's emerging, who could we nominate to send to this training school that will help prepare this individual and take them to the next level. And you're talking 3 months. Now, I've done mission trips, and the most I've ever stayed any place is up to 3 weeks. It's normally 10 days to 3 weeks, 2 weeks, whatever, but 3 months. And so when this hit me, I literally just looked at it and go, yeah, okay. And I tried to push it away. I tried to. So this opportunity came to me, the knowledge of it came to me a few months ago. However, the actual nomination and the selection process only came just a few weeks ago. And then my decision to say yes only came about maybe a month ago. And so again, the opportunity is this. It's the training program for 3 months in South Africa area. And it is going to be a boot camp of sorts. But the goal is to anyone that goes to, and I'll be there with 18 other people, probably up to 24 other people from what I've heard, representing 18 different countries. And not everybody's going to speak English, but everybody's coming there so they can learn, so they can level up in all these areas that they've been in. And we're going to come up with a ministry or a business plan. And when we return, we are going to be implementing that and strategizing and forming partnerships with local community personnel. And then also continue with this bigger group of people that I'm already involved with that uses sports and fitness at large. So I'm very, very excited for it. However, there's a big crunch time, Lori.
If it's God's will, it's God's bill. But here's the thing. So we all are given gifts and talents, and God gives us purpose in life, and he knows it before he even calls us forth, before we're in our mother's womb. However, he doesn't just give us the end result. We actually have to work through our whole life is a journey to our purpose. Once that's done, then we get to go celebrate in heaven with God. But he also, just like in any sports, you have to practice. You have to work out. There's training. There's hard days. And I believe, Michele, that part of this trip to Africa for you is your toning, your working out. It's stretching you and it is building you. And it's all for you to be able to function and work in your purpose and passion in life. And I think it's a pivotal season for you. I think that God's really asking you to step out. And anyone who watches this, if God has ever called you to do something, he usually will call you scared. And the path to get there is going to seem impossible, because if it was possible, if it was something you could do, then why wouldn't you have just done it already? So what is your journey to get to Africa? What is it that you need? What is the end game? What can we do to help you get there, to get to this leadership training, to this boot camp, to this amazing, 3 months that is going to stretch you beyond belief? But we are all going to be better people for it at the end of the day, because you're going to be able to pour that much more into all of us and those around you.
Great question, Lori. Thank you so much for that. So basically, the journey to get there, like I said, it's a 3-month process. Once I get there, I leave in July, the first week of July I leave. It costs $12,500 is the total cost. And that includes the airline airfare round trip. That includes medical expenses. That includes boarding, food, transportation cost. the whole 9 yards. That boils down to about 4,100, 4,200 a month while I'm there. And so anyways, the deadline for that money to be turned in is July 1st. Now today's what, July 3rd, 2nd, 3rd? And so, yes, the 3rd. And so I'm sitting there going, Lori, you hit it on the head. Like, I'm sitting there going, wow. I'm kind of like a little bit nervous now. I trust God, and if it's his will, it's his bill. But I'm sitting there going, holy moly, this is bigger than I've done fundraising for other things. I've given to things. I've partnered with people, but this single moment and this single opportunity has called me out, and I couldn't ignore it. I know God's telling me to go. And so this is my journey. Again, the deadline's July 1st to get the money there. And then it's a $12,500 ask. And what I would love for everyone who's watching, if you've ever partnered with anything, whether it's Salvation Army or other 501c3s, or maybe you partnered with the little kids that come up to you and want to sell candy bars, you're actually partnering with them, but you're also partnering really with the school. You understand what it's like to give your money towards something, and you also understand what it's like to want to feel good about the outcome. And so Lori's right. When I come back from this, I want to be able to impart my knowledge. I want to be able to come back on and even just help people and develop some programming or whatever that can help you become better, whether it's health, fitness, or just encourage you in life. And so that's what I'm looking at, Lori. It's $12,500 for the entire trip, for the entire training program, and then the deadline's July 1st. And I know that's a short amount of time, but I'm sitting there going, man, if you really feel in your heart, you're like, I can give to that. I can back this person up. I know Lori, I don't know her, but man, or man, I see what she's doing and that she's legit. Guys, this money's all going to go towards that. I'm not going to go spend it on something else like a leather coat or anything, like I promise, or an iPad or anything. This is all going to go towards that training. And so if anyone, every bit helps. The other thing I'm asking for, and I know you hear this commonly when people ask for support or financial support or any mission trip or anything like that, this is similar, but I really am looking for people who can pray. And if you feel like, well, I don't want to give right now, many of you can give in $25, $50, $100, $250, any amount is wonderful. It will all go towards that. But I'm also looking for those of you who will also seriously pray, because it's not just going to be me. It's going to be several of us. And what we're going to want to do is turn around and come back and impact our communities. I'm going to say for the glory of God. They're teaching us amazing principles, and there will be believers there, I'm sure. But they're gonna turn up the heat in what we do. And so when I come back, I'm just like, okay, Lord, I'm going to trust you with this plan. And I want to get into youth's lives again, and I want to get into parents' lives, and I want to help women come up. So if that's something that you believe that you can get behind, no amount's too small. And if you feel like, you know what, I've been looking for someone to pour, whatever the amount is into, would you prayerfully consider this opportunity? And again, I'm looking for those who can really, really set time aside. When God puts me on your heart, will you pray for me and everything that's going on in South Africa? 3 months is a long time to be away from home, and it's not going to be a cakewalk. Let me just tell you, we're not going to always be in rooms sitting learning material. From what I've heard, it's going to be a boot camp. So I'm going to need your prayers. And they have medical, and they're telling us to check into some medical stuff or have money ready for that, because they're going to push us a little bit. And it doesn't sound scary. I mean, not to scare anybody. It didn't scare me, but like I said, it's like a boot camp. So physically, emotionally, spiritually, you name it, we're going to be challenged, but it's calling us up. And so if you can get behind that, that would be amazing.
Yes. And honestly, you just need 100 people to pledge $125. If you think that even a little bit further, that might seem like a lot of money to you, but it's $20 a week until she leaves. If you can get $20 a week, 100 people, just to commit to that. At the Hug Movement, I'm the founder of the Hug Movement. We're definitely stepping on board to support Michele. We know that this is just not a random thing. We know that God specifically positioned her in a way that she would get, one, nominated, 2, asked to do something that she cannot financially do herself. She's being stretched. She's having to move her whole everything. Her whole life is just being uprooted. So we firmly believe that this is God's call on her life. And part of just being the hug movement and being believers in Christ is to help others and to, you know, invest in the kingdom. When we go to church every Sunday, we're tithing, we're investing, or pouring back into the kingdom. This is another way that you can do that as well. I mean, the way I look at it personally is that I'm going to Africa too, because I'm sending my sister to Africa, and everything that she learns in Africa, everything she's going to, you know, acquire in Africa, she's going to bring back to me, and she's going to share that wisdom with me, and she's going to help me to grow into a better woman, and so many others. So I would definitely ask you guys to think about that, pray about that, speak to your spouse about it, whatever it is that is your process. I would definitely do it. Seriously, $20 a week, we spend that in coffee. So that's not even a problem. Just go to the store and buy the coffee in a pack and make it at home, and you will save so much money. Plus you can give. Also praying. I'm definitely a big supporter of just praying. Praying can move mountains. Your faith is going to, you know, really help Michele get through this time. It is not a vacation. So, you know, that's something that, you know, I would definitely ask you to consider as well. And like she said, she's going to need everything you can think of if you were going on a 3-month vacation or just going out of town. She's going to need hygiene products, you know, medical, the certain types of clothes. The weather's going to be different there in Africa. There's just going to be everything. And she's just saying, God, yes, I will do it, but you got to provide a way. So that's why I always tell her, if it's God's will, it's God's bill. So we are going to put the link down below this video for you to go to the website that she has created for this. It will have all of her information, the detailed information. Our main purpose of wanting to do this video was, one, for you, if you don't currently know Michele, to get to know her. 2, to hear about this amazing opportunity that not anyone gets. These are, you know, people who have been selected, not people who have applied and just randomly chosen. These are people that had to be selected. And then just to hear her faith about her believing that God is going to provide this $12,500. And I believe that. And it's a very short amount of time. And so we just recently spoke about this in church, how God takes a long time, but then he does things really fast. So she's had this time, you know, these months to be training and to doing these different things. And she had no idea that this was going to come, and then come really fast. So I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited to see this miracle unfold in a couple of weeks. And I hope that all of you who are currently watching this, that you will commit to this and commit to God's purpose in her life, to commit to God's purpose in your life. This could be part of your purpose, by the way, by giving and supporting. And so we are definitely supporting her at the Hug Movement. Any last minute words you want to say, or anything you want to say to our viewers?
Well, Lori, I just want to say thank you, sister. You've been amazing. You're an incredible woman of God. And I just want to say thank you, and to the Hug Movement, for your support. You guys have been there since day one, and just that's who you are. Number one, you support us as women, as sisters. And it's just been amazing just to even have you jump on board with this miracle. You said it just right. And one thing I want to say about something you just touched on is, for those of you, it sounds, many of you could look at this as begging or anything like that. This is an opportunity that's brought, that this is something that God has brought, and it's a miracle. Like you cannot sign up for this school, and I wasn't asking for it. I knew it was out there, but I wasn't looking for it. So this is something that I can assure you that God is really doing. And so, like she said, for those of you who pray, and then for those of you who actually give and contribute financially, it is like you going with me. And I will tell you this on the other side of it. I don't know why everybody's going out to that school and what's in their heart, but I will tell you, with this person right here who got apprehended at 4 years of age, and then later fully gave me understanding about who he was in my life as being Lord of all areas of my life. And I said, yes, I will tell you that when I come back and whoever I impact, you also get credit for that because you actually said yes now, or whatever's on your heart. This is not an obligatory thing for you. We're not sitting there saying you better or else. We're just saying, like she hit it on the head, that's called a true partnership. So when I come back and I'm impacting women's lives, children's lives, or whoever else, even over there, guess who else gets to come with me? You do. And don't think that God doesn't see that. So if you feel like, hey, I can get behind this, this sounds cool, whatever, just know, or you're like, well, just take the $25 or take the 50 or the 500, whatever, get it. And that's okay. I trust you. Just know this though, I'm praying for you. And those of you who pray for me, I'm praying for you. And that now we're kind of linked, really we're kind of linked in this purpose. And don't think you won't get the sum total credit, because God watches everything that happens. He watches what we give to, and he watches the effect of what we give to and how we say things to people. And so I'm just telling you, any impact that's made from this person, from me, you will also be with me in that. I hope that makes sense. So This is a slight thing that I'm just, she's agreeing with me as well. It's not something I'm just kind of throwing out there. I hope, please, this is a partnership. And so I appreciate any of you right now in advance that will take this, talk to your spouse, think it over, pray, ask, whatever. And I would hope that you would contact me. She is going to put the details below, and there is a contact us box. It's not a large website. I would please invite you to read through. It's only 2 pages. I have a blog spot, but I haven't been able to putting on those yet. I will. But it's not a long, drawn out thing. Just look at it. It's very in depth. If you have any questions, my email's on there, and you can contact me in the box and indicate which team you would like to be a part of, the financial team, which is called the sending team, or if you'd like to be a part of my prayer team. And so, Lori, I just want to say thank you again for this opportunity to just even share with you and to share with any of the Hug movement people and anyone who will be visiting the site and watching this video. So I appreciate you and everything that you've done.
Well, it's definitely my pleasure. And for the intercessory prayer warriors out there, your job is just as important as the financial givers. And what I can say is that in every time I've ever given sacrificially, God has always blessed it 100-fold. Anytime whether it's $5 or $500, he has always made a way. And a lot of times I just feel led to say this, you're going to feel a little apprehensive about doing it. And that means you should do it even more. A lot of times the enemy's going to sneak in there and say, no, but trust God on this one for sure. So we'll be updating you. You'll get more emails about this. We'll keep you guys updated. But thank you so much, Michele, for sharing your heart. I can't wait to watch this miracle unfold. And until next time, we will see you. And I will say, head up, gorgeous. God's got you. And so do all of us. All right. See you later.